ABC 13 Eyewitness News at 6:30. Now, breaking news.
And we start with breaking news out of Paris. ABC News can confirm that police have conducted raids in a town north of Paris and have stopped a planned terrorist attack. These are live pictures right now from the scene. The French Interior Minister says that an arrest of a French national today led authorities to stop the attack, which is being described as an advanced stage of preparation. Now, the French Interior Minister says there are no links to this plot and the attack in Brussels. The suspect is considered a, quote, high-level suspect, and the area where the raids are taking place right now are locked down as you look at these live pictures. Here's some video from earlier. France has been on high alert since the November attacks in Paris. It killed 130 people and injured hundreds. 75 people have been arrested in connection to those attacks.
So as we follow that huge news coming out of France this evening, also breaking, Belgian interior ministers say at least 6 people have been arrested now in a large police operation in Brussels. I want to show you now live pictures from Brussels, and you can see the huge crowds of people, all those candles, all those flowers left in that square as so many pay tribute to the victims. Belgian prosecutors say that these people that we're talking about that have been detained are involved in the probe into the airport and subway attack. So again, some big news there. At least 6 people arrested in this police operation.
5 terrorists, 3 dead, 2 of which are unknown tonight. Good evening. I'm Eric Barajas.
And I'm Alona Carson. So we know at least 5 terrorist suspects were involved in Tuesday's attack in Brussels. The man in the middle of the screen and the top there, he may be the most wanted man in Europe. A 5th person's whereabouts are unknown. We can tell you that looking at these pictures.
Now, 2 of Brussels' terror suspects who blew themselves up in Brussels are linked to last November's terror attacks in Paris, either by DNA or by a rental house used by the Paris attackers.
We're also hearing more from first responders who arrived at the train station and airport to find utter devastation. One Belgian military medic has served in war zones, including places like Afghanistan. He says he has never seen anything like it.
I saw children with wounds, that penetrating wounds. So it has to be some explosive device. Things are flowing around with a great power.
It is mass casualty scenes like this that first responders train for, but rarely see.
That's why Texas A&M is one of the best, not only here in the U.S., but in the world for training for such an event.
Yeah, today in College Station, the university held a mass casualty disaster training exercise on the A&M campus. And Eyewitness News anchor Natasha Barrett was there and joins us with more on the importance of just what took place. Natasha?
Alona, this is how it all works. Nobody knows what they're up against. It's all a secret. A made-up disaster is thrown at these nursing students so they can face what really happens over in the real world. This time, it was the aftermath of a fake train derailment.
She's not really pregnant. She's acting like she's in labor and injured in a train accident, but her screams sound real enough to rattle you and these nursing students.
Your heart starts racing and you kind of get into it and it feels real.
Remington Coates knows she needs to be dramatic and convincing because she's been the one trying to help and trying to learn under pressure. As nurses, this group of 250 at Texas A&M University have to handle a real disaster, the stress, the raw emotion.
Did you feel like you were tested in those moments?
When I was a nurse, oh yeah, I mean, you see things in books and you read them and you study them and you take tests, and I mean, you see things in the hospital, but when there's so much and it's on you.
While each nurse decides who needs medical attention first, that nurse is being watched to see if they know what they're doing.
I'm just glad that I'm at a place where we have this kind of training, like you said, because I really do feel like I'd be more prepared in that kind of situation.
So this drill, known as Disaster Day all around College Station, is in its 9th year. This was the 9th year. It all began after Hurricane Ike hit Texas and people made their way to College Station to have a place to stay. Eric?
Natasha, thanks a lot. Well, now to an Eyewitness News exclusive. ABC 13 was the only television station on the scene as authorities arrested a person of interest in the murders of Adriana Coronado and her father, Cesar. Jose Solis was arrested near Magnolia this morning. This comes nearly 2 weeks after authorities found the body of Cesar Coronado in Walker County. His 14-year-old daughter, Adriana, was found in West Houston a few days later. Officers from several law enforcement agencies surrounded Solis's mobile home to execute a search warrant. He was arrested on an unrelated charge, but authorities want to question him about the Coronado murders as well. Neighbors were shaken up by the huge police presence.
They were taking off these suits. I don't know, it was like, I don't know what kind of suits. But so I went out there and I asked him what had happened, and he's like, I can't talk about it right now, and then he just took off running.
Solis is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. Authorities say a second person of interest was arrested in the Laredo area.
A United Airlines pilot, along with another woman, face a bunch of legal troubles after being accused of running a half a dozen brothels in the Houston area. Prosecutors say the pilot paid those prostitutes $400 a week. We have exclusive video of pilot Bruce Wayne Wallace leaving the Harris County Jail late this afternoon. Wallace is charged with aggravated promotion of prostitution. His accomplice, Tracy Tanner, faces those same charges. Wallace is also charged with engaging in organized criminal activity. Wallace faced a judge today. Prosecutors say he was running 6 brothels across the city. Each housed several women that, as we mentioned, he would pay each week. United released a statement saying in part Wallace has been removed from his flying duties. Pope Francis took part today in a Christian holy tradition, washing the feet of refugees, this time in Italy. Today commemorates the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with the apostles as described in the New Testament. Jesus washed the feet of his 12 male disciples. The Pope also declared that women can take part in this foot washing ritual today. He also washed and kissed the feet of Muslim and Hindu refugees. And we have some live pictures from here in Houston, the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart on St. Joseph Parkway in downtown. A Mass of the Lord's Supper will be given in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. That's coming up in about 20 minutes at 7 o'clock.
Well, Pasadena police say a man stole 3 Dyson vacuums, and now officers hope some surveillance video can help identify the man. Take a good look. He was wearing a Texans jersey and was driving a white 2014 Chevrolet Malibu. If you know who he is, call Pasadena Police at 713-475-7886. A targeted therapy attack, a rare cancer in a 12-year-old boy. How doctors at Texas Children's Hospital are leading the fight and what they used and the positive attitude this little boy had during his courageous journey. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tim Heller for a quick look at your forecast.
Well, Eric, a lot of kids are going to be off school tomorrow here for Good Friday. Might I suggest you head out to the playground. Skies will be mostly sunny. It starts off cool tomorrow morning, but we've got a mild afternoon. Let me show you the numbers here. We start off into the 40s, but look at this. Afternoon highs again in the upper 60s, about as comfortable as it was today. We're warming up a couple of more degrees by Saturday and Sunday before the next cool front gets here. We'll talk about it coming up.
It's the one-word diagnosis that can change your life, cancer. But even worse, discovering that your child has a rare form of the disease. That's what one local family learned a few years back and wanted to share their son's incredible journey with us. This story is brought to you by Texas Children's Hospital.
Nothing ever prepares you as a parent for the time that you're told that your child has cancer.
Lori and Chris DeClaire's son, Patrick, was 9 when he was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma, a cancer of the nervous system. Lori recalls when they told their son the news.
He said, "Daddy, am I going to die?" No parent should ever have to hear their child ask if they're going to die.
But the team at Texas Children's Cancer Center was there for Patrick and his family every step of the way, medically and emotionally.
This disease is difficult to treat, it's relatively rare, and it needs a lot of therapy. And so one person, one set of doctors can't do it. So, Patrick has a team of doctors, nurses, child life specialists, surgeons, everybody helping him together.
So a customized treatment plan was created for Patrick to aggressively attack his cancer.
The treatments are hard for me. The most probably difficult one was going through the first 7 rounds of chemo, because it made me nauseous very often.
It was during those initial rounds of chemotherapy that particular tumor that was into the spine went away. So that was our first miracle along our journey with cancer.
Even though there was some progress, there was more that had to be done to get Patrick on the road to remission.
He's gotten every modality of therapy that we have available, and he really required all of them to go into remission,
including stem cell transplant therapy.
One time when he was in transplant and he was in a lot of pain, and I said, Patrick, I'm really sorry you're going through this. And he said, it's no big thing, I got this. And that's just been his attitude throughout this whole experience.
But that positive attitude, along with a strong support system, helped him in his fight against cancer. Over time, the family received the news they were praying for.
Medically speaking, he's in remission. We believe that he's healed.
In the future, Patrick plans on helping children fight the battle he's gone through so they may have the same success.
I will hopefully go to college and get a successful degree so that I may become a child life specialist, that I'll be able to make children happy and encourage them to believe that they have a way and that they have hope they can get through cancer.
What a story, right? Well, we've partnered with Texas Children's Hospital on the Promise ABC 13 campaign, an effort to make sure the hospital can keep doing its remarkable work. For every dollar you donate to Texas Children's, ABC 13 will match it up to $100,000. If you'd like to find out more, just go to abc13.com/promise.
I love Patrick. He's our new hero, right? All right, Tim warned us about this, and boy, did it happen. Those early morning storms may have started your day just a bit earlier than you wanted to. I think it was 5-something for me, right? Well, the aftermath has some people now calling their insurance companies. We're going to take you to some of those worst hit areas.
And the north winds blowing in behind that rain today helped to clear out the clouds, bring us in a delightful afternoon. Right now over Sugar Land, looks good there down Highway 59, Interstate 69. The temperature right now in Sugar Land, 65 degrees. A quick cool down tonight. In your forecast next.
Well, some breaking news out of Los Angeles tonight. Comedian Gary Shandling died today at the age of 66. You may remember him from the 1990s HBO series, The Larry Sanders Show, where he played a talk show host, which in some ways was his alter ego. His career lasted more than 40 years, where he won awards for his writing and stand-up comedy. There's no official word on how Shandling died.
All right, let's talk about some weather because we have some of the damage storms caused in North Texas late last night to show you. Hail covered yards, smashed some car windows. You could see it there. Here in the Houston area, Eyewitness News viewer Shelley sent these pictures in. This is from the Mont Belvieu area. The storm picked up her trampoline this morning and wrapped it around her tree. The winds also snapped some trees in half and caused them to fall on her roof as they rumbled through our area this morning.
And look at the great weather that blew in behind those storms today. The gusty winds that were associated with the thunderstorms turned in from the north and brought us in some cooler, drier air today that cleared out the sky. And right now we've got a beautiful evening if you're going out tonight. Grab a jacket, though, if you're going out, because temperatures are cooling off fast. We're at 65 right now. By 10 o'clock, we're down to 56 degrees. Overnight, we'll drop off into the mid-40s. Skies will stay clear. The winds very light here during the overnight. And then coming up here tomorrow afternoon, we're back up into the mid-50s by 10 a.m. By noon, we're back up to 64. I'm looking for a high of almost 70. Lots of sunshine. The wind's not nearly as strong as they were today, coming in from the east-northeast there at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at some of the other temperatures outside right now. 63 in Pasadena. Pearland, you're in with 69, 66 in Tomball, and 65 right now up around the Humboldt-Kingwood area. Overnight, we'll drop those temperatures in the low to mid-40s over most areas. Down along the Gulf waters, a little bit warmer tonight. Galveston, 55 degrees. Palacios, 48. Bay City will drop down about 45 degrees. You get up here toward Brenham and College Station, 43 degrees there. Huntsville, 41. Coming up here Friday afternoon, back in the mid to upper 60s near 70. Now, I know a lot of folks will be hitting the road here tomorrow, perhaps traveling to visit family over the Easter weekend. It looks like the temperatures will be rather pleasant all across the state. We'll be in the upper 60s, but Dallas, San Antonio, Austin with sunshine back in the low 70s coming up Friday afternoon. Saturday, a little bit warmer still. We'll get in the upper 70s, pushing toward 80 in a few more spots. Sky still mostly sunny with just a few more clouds in our sky. And then Sunday, we start to see a little transition here. Cooler temperatures in the northern part of the state Amarillo back into the upper 50s out in the Panhandle. Dallas into the mid-60s. We'll still be in the mid-70s, but we'll drop off a little bit here as a cool front moves in. And that front may also generate a few scattered showers for us Sunday, but the rain chance is pretty low, only at about 30%. So Friday, 69 degrees, sunny and pleasant. Saturday, we've taken the rain chance out of the forecast for us. 76 degrees for the high, 79 Sunday with a 30% chance of maybe some afternoon showers. Into next week, temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s, pushing toward 80. Another small chance of rain moving in here toward the middle part of next week. The weekend looking pretty pleasant for the most part.
Yeah, no major complaints there. Tim, thanks so much.
Well, the Aggies are hoping for another big win as they take on the Oklahoma Sooners, and that includes their fans. Many of them are in Anaheim, California tonight for that big Sweet 16 game.
It's exciting because when you see fellow Aggies around here, it's more exciting. When you're in Houston, you see Aggies everywhere, which is great too. But it's great to see the the following that comes out here.
Yeah, big game for them, and lots of fans making that road trip, Greg.
They did. Lots of sunshine out there in California
that
right
nice.
now. Yeah, a little football as well today, guys. Texans lose a receiver. U of H stars audition for NFL scouts, and a giant step forward for an Astros first base candidate. And this one comes with a twist. I don't want to stick around. Next in sport.
Now 13 Eyewitness News with Sports Director Greg Bailey.
Well, we're not the only ones. NFL coaches and scouts want a close look at the players who beat Florida State in the Peach Bowl. David Nuno reports this time around there is a packed house for the Cougars Pro Day.
This is their day. And maybe their last chance to catch the eyes of an NFL team. But all eyes are on former UH cornerback William Jackson. He could be a late first rounder, early second rounder. And the Steelers have already wined and dined him.
A great feeling. I'm really blessed to make it this far and have a dinner with the head coach. That was a great atmosphere. Never been through nothing like that, so I had a great time at dinner with him.
Then there's wide receiver DeMarcus Ayers, who some believe came out a year too early for the draft.
I just want to move my family out of the situation they're in, It's not, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I love this game, and I feel like I got myself prepared this year.
Tom Herman called inside linebacker Landon Roberts one of the toughest leaders he's ever been around, and he was the talk of the pro day.
People ask me about not getting invited to the combine. I feel like that was an explosive play, and today is how I respond from that explosive play, and I definitely came out and feel like I responded today.
With the University of Houston's heightened profile, 31 different scouts were on hand for Pro Day, including Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. It's definitely a different vibe here.
It was really cool, as a now second-year head coach. Last year, obviously, we had a pro day, but this was remarkable, the turnout. I mean, we're talking general managers, head coaches.
We go out and win 13 games and prove a point. People got to turn their heads. People got to show up around here.
David Nuno, 13 Eyewitness Sports.
Best description of Robert Griffin III after he signed his new 2-year deal in Cleveland. One of the most perplexing talents of the last decade. From Rookie of the Year to the trash heap just a couple years later in Washington, RG3 gets a chance now to resurrect his career with the Browns. Many believe Cleveland will still draft a quarterback in the first round, so Griffin needs to make a quick impression in Cleveland. 10 days ago, we told you former Texans receiver Nate Washington had visited the Patriots. Today, Nate signed with New England. The 32-year-old caught 47 passes last year for Bill O'Brien. The Texans will replace a steady veteran with a younger and faster option. Astros ace Dallas Keuchel sailed through 5 shutout innings this afternoon against the Mets, but the top prospect, A.J. Reed, really steals the show. 3 more extra base hits today, highlighted by that drive off the center field wall off of Matt Harvey. The Mets' Yoenis Cespedes, sure it's a ground rule double, but big A.J. Reed just keeps going. That is a live ball and a way too easy jog to an inside-the-park home run. The Astros win it 8-5. A remarkable commitment list for next week's Shell Houston Open gets even better today. World number 9 Dustin Johnson headlining the new additions, along with Jimmy Walker, 3-time Shell champ Vijay Singh, and Davis Love III. The Shell will host 5 of the top 10 players in the world, and that's fantastic. Last stop, 9th place. Rockets fell out of 8th and final playoff spot with last night's loss to Utah. They blew an 18-point lead along the way. 10 games to go. Rockets now left to scramble just to make the playoffs. Eric and Alona, not what anybody had in mind at the beginning of the Rockets season.
Craig, that was a tough one last night. Thanks a lot. It's okay. You felt that cool breeze blow in. It's going to be hanging around even colder tonight.
Yeah, grab a jacket if you're going out this evening, and then tomorrow morning, I think the mid-40s for most of us. But we warm up nicely, back to 69 Friday afternoon, sunny and pleasant. A little bit warmer Saturday, back in the mid-70s. The clouds move back in Saturday. By Sunday, they get a little thicker. I think for early sunrise services Sunday, it'll be in the low 60s, a mostly cloudy sky. And then in the afternoon, a little sunshine peeking through. There could be a few storms. Got a weak little front coming through probably early afternoon on Sunday.
Okay. All right. We'll be ready. Tim, thank you very much. And as we leave you tonight, we want to take you back to these live pictures from the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. This is on St. Joseph Parkway in downtown Houston. A Mass of the Lord's Supper will be given in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, you can see a packed house for it there this evening.
And that is all for Eyewitness News at 6:30 tonight. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.